Hey everyone, what's up? It's your girl Compozzi back with another quick video for you songwriters and artists out there. This one is about, there was a survey done, I believe it was back in 2007, about what makes a hit. So they took all the songs between 1997 2007, I believe it was, about 18 number one songs, found 9 common elements within all of those songs, drew them out, and basically had an article called What Makes a Hit. I'm going to go over it for you right now. Some of this has been updated because we're not, 2007, 2000, that's been a while ago. So some of it has been now updated, but it lays out like this. First thing was the style was either hip hop or pop. I believe at the time of the survey, they were saying that it was country or pop. That has now since changed. Most of the top songs, the top hit songs have been pop or hip hop within the last 10 years. The second thing was the songs were always about either lifestyle or romance. So lifestyle, partying, having a good time, going through struggle, growing up, getting whatever it may be. And then also the second side of that was romance. So whether that was just meeting someone, hooking up, unrequited love, lost love, whatever it was either about lifestyle or about romance. Third thing was these songs were typically written in first person. So they were either coming from a perspective of you or I. I was either writing about I to you or you to I. Fourth thing, these songs have a linear melody, and basically what that means, if you don't know a whole lot about theory and all that, is that the melody is easy to sing. It was like an earworm type of situation. When you heard it, you couldn't forget it. It got kind of stuck and rattled around in there until you just had to let it out of somewhere else. It was like a linear melody. It was an earworm. So that's something else to consider when you're writing. Is it a linear melody? Is it easy to sing? Is it too complicated? These are things to think about. The fifth thing was the structure. And most song structures follow, like that ABAC format or however, verse, hook, and then possibly a bridge or some other, interlude. So that was the fifth thing. The structure within those 18 songs that they were surveying, they always laid out verse, hook, bridge. The seventh thing was the intro to these songs would be no longer than 15 seconds on average. Some of them jump right into the verse. Some of them kind of jump right into the hook. Some of them, they would go ahead and do, my light just shifted. Some of them would go ahead and get started on the melodic intro. But again, no longer than 15 seconds on average. That way you can jump right in, catch people's attention. The eighth thing was this. They were co-written songs. So they were co-written by the person who created the beat and also the person who was singing or rapping on that said beat. The reasons for this are pretty obvious. If you can write something, you're going to be able to relate to it much better than if someone else writes it for you. That's not always the case, but sometimes it is. It's a lot better for you to be a co-writer. And when I get into the copyright and the publishing series, you'll see how financially this is a much more beneficial way to go than having people write for you as a singer or as an artist. You want to try to empower yourself the most you can, to do the most you can. You may not be great at it, but we all got to start somewhere. Now, the ninth and the last thing was this. All of these songs had a 4/4 time structure. If you're not, again, familiar with music theory and all of that kind of thing, that might just sound like a bunch of whatever. But basically, it's like a pattern. It's a beat that everybody knows. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's out of time with what's playing. But that would be the timing of a 4/4 beat. You count in fours. And I'm going to do a series on that later where I kind of show you how to do that, because it's very important as a singer and as a songwriter for you to choose beats that are written in such a way, that are composed in such a way that you'll be able to jump right in there and feel the beat without going through a whole lot, without listening to it 10 times to understand where the breakdowns are. A really good beat maker And a really good songwriter, because it's not only on the beat maker, it's also on your knowledge. But if you know how to write a song and you hear a good beat, you're going to be able to fall in and you'll know exactly, okay, this is where the verse is, that was the intro, here's where the hook is. You'll be able to fall right into it. Most producers, most beat makers do follow that standard structure because, again, that is how most hits are made. However, there are times when there are exceptions to the rules, and you should be open to that as an artist and as a songwriter, because your expansion of a structure or you doing something different may be the thing that really sets you apart as an artist. So just keep that in mind, for whatever it's worth. Neither here nor there. So again, a couple quick things, 9 things into the survey of what makes a hit. Style was either hip hop or pop, not exclusively, but primarily. Number 2, the songs were either about lifestyle or about romance. Number 3, they were written from a first-person account, either you or I. The 4th thing, they had a linear or an easy-to-sing melody. 5th, they had an easy flow of structure, verse, hook, bridge. 7th, the intros were short, no longer on average than about 15 seconds. 8, they were co-written with the producer and the artist. Again, producer and the artist. And the 9th thing is that they were in 4/4 time structure. So again, we'll get into time structure and linear melodies and all that stuff later, as well as co-writing and how important and lucrative that can be for you. So until then, I hope this helps, and let's make some hits. See y'all.